जय हिंद, जय भारत एंड वेलकम टू डेफ टॉक्स। दिस इज आदि अचिन। मेरे साथ हैं दीप हल्दर साहब, जो हमको बताएंगे भाई बांग्लादेश में भारत का क्या गेम है। अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, हम इसके बारे में और भी बात करेंगे कि बांग्लादेश के अंदर आगे जो इलेक्शंस और ये सब चीजें हो रही हैं, मतलब जनवरी तो आ गया, फरवरी में इलेक्शंस होना है, कब रिजल्ट आएगा, क्या होगा, उसके बारे में किसी को पता नहीं है। आई डोंट थिंक इवन यूनुस को पता है। बट क्या बैक एंड पे डील चल रही है, क्या चीजें हो रहा है, लेट्स फाइंड आउट। नमस्कार सर, हाउ आर यू?
Namaskar. I'm good, Adi. How are you?
थैंक यू सो मच फॉर द टाइम वंस अगेन सर। ये जो विजिट हुआ जयशंकर साहब का, एंड द वे वहां पर रिसेप्शन किया गया, वन थिंग, बाकी सब ठीक है, वी स्पोकन अबाउट एवरीथिंग एल्स। यूनुस क्या सीनियर जर्नलिस्ट बांग्लादेश था, क्या था? बिकॉज ही वाज क्लिकिंग फोटोग्राफ्स एंड दैट्स ऑल ही वाज डूइंग। इट
I think
सीम लाइक
Yunus. Yeah, I think
उसको
it's
प्रेस
it's yeah
प्रेस
yeah
क्लब का इंचार्ज बना दिया था।
yeah. I mean, it's very interesting. One thing that I you must have noticed about Bangladesh, that how the story shifts, the focus shifts so soon. I did a column where I said that Bangladesh was worshipping Abu Said, the great hero of the July uprising. The guy with arms outstretched, daring the police to shoot him one bullet hit his chest and he stumbled and died. Remember? And he became this huge figure of the revolution, and people were comparing him to the unknown man in China, and all of that. And now it's suddenly Usman Hadi. So it's a year and some months. So now everybody has forgotten Abu Sayyid and everybody's talking about Usman Hadi. Similarly, all it took was Tariq Rahman to take a flight from Heathrow to Dhaka and Dhaka airport, and everybody's forgotten Yunus suddenly, and everybody's talking about Tariq Rahman and Khaleda Zia's funeral. So it's interesting how Yunus, who hogged so much limelight till the other day, is suddenly a sideshow, and everything is about Tariq Rahman. We have already given him the country even before the February 12 elections. So I think Yunus, जो आपने पूछा मुझसे, that Yunus clicking pictures. I think Yunus now, the reports inside Bangladesh say that he is trying to stick on to the game somehow by sucking up to Tariq Rahman and becoming the president of Bangladesh. And that's apparently the deal between BNP and Yunus, that once Tariq Rahman becomes the prime minister, he makes Yunus the president. So he realizes that now the limelight has shifted. Everybody's talking about Tariq Rahman. Very interestingly, I did a story for the print where this was last year, where I spoke about Tariq Rahman as the Dark Prince of Bangladesh. This is not my phrasing. It was done by Dhaka Tribune, a very prominent newspaper, which did a two-part series on Tariq Rahman. That what Tariq Rahman, the corruption cases against him during his mother's tenure from 2001 to 2006. So during that time, what Tariq and later also. So what Tariq how Tariq Rahman became this dark prince of Bangladesh, and Hab Habon and all of those things, the syndicates he set up. Now, I, of course, I make it a point in my stories to mostly give links from Bangladeshi newspapers, because, as you know, they call our stories fake news. So I don't look at a Times of India, India Today. I give links of their newspapers, Bengali and English. So when I went back to that story, because now Tariq Rahman is relevant again, those links didn't open. So they have taken down the story from their website. So if you so the hyperlinks don't work in my story anymore, because those links are not there. So there is this whole cleaning up of Tariq Rahman and whatever the media did, the stories that were reported on him by their media. So now it's a celebration of Tariq Rahman inside Bangladesh, celebration of his mother, uh, death of his mother, and the all the leaders coming together, including Dr. Shafiqur Rahman, the Bangladesh Jamaat Islami Amir head. So it's all the greatness of Khaleda Zia, and it's all how she did never left her country. So it's a reference to Sheikh Hasina, who left her country, right? So she did not leave her country even when she was out of power, and she was under house arrest. And she was I read something that she did not speak much. She believed in action, and how she was a feminist, every kind of article is coming out. How she was a feminist, and in a very, and these are some of it is by foreign press as well. How in an
Mm.
Islamist country, here was a modern woman who showed the light, and all of these things are coming out. So in this blitzkrieg of media attention on BNP, on Tariq Rahman, I think Yunus has realized that he needs to sort of strategically step back a little bit and allow Tariq the space, so that Tariq keeps his promise, which is a pre-poll promise after the polls, which is make him the president. So I think
Mhm.
that's what it is. That clicking pictures, stepping aside, clicking pictures. I think he's now. I keep telling you that Yunus is a very smart politician. You don't agree with me. He's very very smart. I mean, he knows the game very well. He may not. He may be a very bad administrator. Law and order, radicalism, safety of women. These became huge concerns. These are huge concerns during his tenure. It's still the Yunus government in part, but he understands optics very well. He understands who to keep happy when. So right now the focus is on. In fact, a Bangladeshi journalist friend of mine, he told me that it's crazy how it's all about Tariq now. As if none of the other issues matter.
You know, make me understand this. When you look at Yunus itself, what is his incentive to be here?
Somebody said about Yunus that he was always a politician. He was a politician in waiting. Even when he was this economist and Nobel Prize winner, and he did this Grameen Bank. He was always prepping to become a politician. Now he does not have a he does not have a political front. He's a chief advisor of the interim government. He has a party, which is known as the King's Party, the National Citizen Party. Now, the party, I think the country rejected NCP faster than Delhi rejected Aam Aadmi Party. Much, much faster. I mean, Delhi gave a lot
Mm.
of time to Aam Aadmi Party, right? But I mean, I'm making that analogy because
Yeah, yeah. Similar.
both of these came out of very populist movement.
Yeah.
The second one, of course, is bloodier. But look at the NCP. I mean, it's nowhere. There are extortion cases against it. The party has imploded. As many as 30 leaders have come out and said that they are going to leave the party if it ties up with Jamaat Islami Bangladesh. The moment they did, any pretense it had of the July uprising being a revolution, quote unquote, a revolution, and not a Islamist takeover of Bangladesh, which Sheikh Hasina has been saying from day one, went out of the window. So what does Yunus have? Right? He's a man who wants to be relevant in Bangladesh's politics. He holds a grudge, a big one against Sheikh Hasina, who actually gave a speech saying she wants to dunk him in the Padma River, and so he holds a grudge. I'm sure he's extremely happy that Sheikh Hasina had to leave the country, and you know, and he banned all political activities of her party. He's not allowing her party to be in the election. Now he wants to, but the lust for power is on. So now without a political party, and with so much, after losing so much popularity, he was the great hope for Bangladesh. When he came in on August 8th, he was sworn in as the chief, as the interim. There were he had supporters in India for a very long time. I mean, why Bangladesh? If you look at my home state, West Bengal, I mean, people in Kolkata celebrated him. You know, he sent invites to journalists in Delhi and to in Kolkata who went to those Aina Ghors and those. House of Mirrors, which are basically detention centers during Hasina's reign. And he showed them around, and there's all these interviews that came out in Indian press. He likes that attention. Now, imagine him being the president, being this guy who's, of course, he has within this period established himself as somebody who the Western press can talk to, who even the members of the Indian, some members of the Indian press will also cozy up to. Now imagine him being president of Bangladesh, unlike Mohammad Shahabuddin, who's the current president of Bangladesh, and who has given an interview saying that he has the government has behaved very badly with him. You saw that interview. Muhammad Shahabuddin gave an interview saying that he has been extremely bad behavior and uncalled for behavior by the interim government. He won't be that guy. He won't be a faceless president, and he will take every opportunity. So Tariq Rahman will also be. Tariq Rahman is untested waters, right? You don't know how he's going to be, how his prime ministership is going to be if he does become the prime minister. So at such a time, if there's chaos or if there's a need for an international outreach, it will be Yunus who will from time to time speak to the international press, hog the limelight. I think he wants that, and at his age, that's not a bad deal. You are the Hasina is gone. You were successful to paint her as this one thing that was holding Bangladesh back, and the one agent of India which did not let uh, Bangladesh realize its potential. You have let out the mob and bring down not just her government but her father's desecrated her father's memory. You let them desecrate the Bangabandhu, the Bangabandhu house, and bring down his statues. So you have, in a sense, tried to rewrite history, and now you become this figurehead in Bangladeshi politics, and you die on the job. So I mean, it's a good farewell for Yunus. I mean, he's won the Nobel Peace Prize. He has become chief. He is uh, one hate figure he had. Sheikh Hasina is out of the country. He has led the country, however he has led it, and now he's president. But and he hopes that not a faceless president. So I think it's a good deal. It's like how our very senior politicians want to be governor. It's like that, you know. Sorry, can't hear you.
Let's talk about Osman Hadi, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, India angle, Faisal, this, that, all that nonsense. Now, everybody said Faisal, Faisal, Faisal. Some of us said Faisal, okay, but the thing has been orchestrated by the Pakistani, what do you call,
eyesight. Yeah,
military attaché. Yeah,
yeah,
Colonel Imran Ahmed,
yeah,
who sits in Dhaka. And the shooter most likely is there in the Pakistani embassy or probably taken
yeah,
out from there. तो
yeah,
we all said this, यार ये ठीक नहीं है यार, it doesn't make sense. Now this chap comes out and he puts out a video from Dubai, Sharjah,
yeah,
and says, "Boss, I have
yeah,
not done any of this. What is wrong with you people? I am a bloody tax-paying citizen. मेरे पास तो बड़ी I paid 2.1 million taka here. I paid 1.2 million taka here. ये वो all that he's given his tax this thing." And then he's also saying कि I have not done this. People are framing me. This is not me. There is a lot of this thing in fighting, and I have nothing to do with this. Now, the question
yeah,
is, तुमने पूरा दुनिया के अंदर वो लगा दिया उस्मान हादी, उस्मान हादी, उस्मान हादी. Now, Dhaka police first the other day came out and said, "Oh, जी, they've ran into वो तो भारत भाग गया. मेघालय में 2 people were
mm,
caught already." India said, "Bugger off, nothing of the
yeah,
sort."
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And day for yesterday, they come out and say, "No, no, 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 no. They've not left the country. They're still here."
yeah,
I mean, why isn't anybody in Bangladesh asking the damn question? And people like Indira Mancho, of all the people who gave 24 hours for India to clear out and get lost
yeah,
from here, and that whole thing is gone.
yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, whole thing is gone. Yes. So there's this phrase, willing suspension of disbelief. Shakespeare spoke about it, willing suspension of disbelief. I mean, when you watch a play or see a film, it's not real, but you willingly suspend your disbelief for those 3 hours to believe what you're seeing in front of you, right? So I think Bangladesh is going through that phase. I mean, this confession, this video saying that he's in Dubai and he's not in India and he had nothing to do with the murder by this gentleman. I mean, it's doing the rounds on X, and it is being talked about in India by people like you and me, and also our press. Uh, I'm sure Bangladeshis are seeing it, and some Bangladeshis are also. Most Bangladeshis have watched the video. But it does not do anything for their anti-India hate. So India has to. So any evidence that goes to the contrary, if something says, so they will move on to the next story. You know, I mean, they there are these fixed things. They have to hate India, they have to hate Hasina. There has to be Jamaat everywhere in every equation. These things are fixed. So anything else is which is inconvenient truth. They're pushing aside. So there is no story on the video. There is no opinion column inside Bangladesh on the video. It's only here that we are
Mm.
discussing all this. So I mean, of course, they've seen it. There's no chance because it was shared by Bangladeshi social media accounts as well. But there is no big talk. There's no big talk. There is no op-ed that has come out. There is no news headlines that has come out around it. You know,
That is because they burn the bloody media offices.
yeah, they burned the and media. That was a Dipu Chandra Das and the burning of the. I mean, as horrific that was, and as problematic this comparison would be. The burning of Dipu Chandra Das and the burning of Prothom Alo were very Islamist messaging, on the free press and on any idea, any leftover idea of secularism.
Yeah.
I in fact wrote a column saying that we were talking a lot about protests in front of the Indian High Commission and the close shutting of the Chittagong offices. Those were not the main things. The main things was the violence that happened after December 18 when Usman Hadi was declared dead. Though there are
Mm.
many inside Bangladesh who have told me he died before. Yeah, yeah. Like the other death, this death was also conveniently, the news of this death was also conveniently put out at a certain time. But this the messaging that came from Chaya Not 3 messaging, basically your cultural center, your free press, your liberal press. I mean, Prothomalo was not a great supporter of Sheikh Hasina. In fact, Sheikh Hasina was throughout her tenure, and I know this. I used to be in Dhaka, and I remember what kind of heat Prothomalo Daily Star used to face from Hasina. But it was still looked at as liberal progressive press, right? So there was very target. It's not a mindless mob. It's not just some people going haywire. I saw a video of half burnt Dipu Chandra Das I don't know why I have to still wake up to these things. It's so horrific. It's like when the body was taken down, when the burned body was taken down, they kept hitting the body even after it was burnt. So somebody sent me the video on my WhatsApp today, and but it's very specific kind of messaging. It's not a mindless mob going haywire. I am often asked that, often told on Twitter and asked in private conversations here and there, and I should sort of show this video that there are lynchings, very unfortunate, complete lawlessness that happens here. Why do you talk about that and not this? This is a very targeted Islamist messaging. I mean, so we spoke about a lot about made a lot of noise about the protests, violent protests outside Indian High Commission. And while that was of course a problem, it is the three things that happened during December 1890 which were the Islamist messaging to the rest of the world and to Bangladesh, that this is the society we are looking at. uh, Minorities should know their place, media should know its place, culture should tweak itself, if at all, if it exists, to suit our needs. Very specific message. And I think that's the violence of December 1819 is the roadmap for future Bangladesh.
Mm.
If you see their talk shows in Bangla, na, so a lot of Jamaat guys come. And I was hearing a podcast like ours, where a Bangladeshi Muslim journalist, I think he stays in London, he was asking a Jamaat guy that is it Khilafat or is it democracy? Will it be ruled according to the laws of Khilafat or the laws of democracy? And that gentleman says, and very, very sort of articulate person, he said that, why are you making a distinction? Why can't the
Mm.
good ideas of Khilafat be brought into the way the country is governed? Why are you painting one as black and the other as white? So it's we are looking at very interesting times inside Bangladesh. I think the
Yeah,
Bangladesh
yeah.
story is crude.
Very, very
It's
interesting.
it's the
So
it's the we are what we are I think observing is not a either or. We are just seeing the dressing, the salad dressing. What is inside is fixed.
basically, Jamaat comes to power.
Basically, Jamaat comes to BNP wins, Jamaat is in power. BNP doesn't win, Jamaat is in power. Jamaat is in power now. I mean,
Hmm. So what do you
there
think
is
their agenda is?
their agenda is to turn the country Islamist. It would be interesting to watch how they manage the Dhaka consensus, because there is a section of Dhaka that is anglicized, and that is I won't use the word much abused word secular, but that is not so open in its anti-minority
No,
hate.
yeah, women are kind of,
Yes,
the,
that
the,
is how
the
they
list of
work
women,
around that. Yes, how they
the
work
list.
around that would be interesting to see.
Hmm.
Dr. Shafiqur Rahman, Jamaat chief, was asked a question that he said that there's a lot of talk that women will have to be in the burqa if Jamaat comes to power. Let me tell you, we are not going to force anyone to wear the burqa. However, I am certain that my mothers and sisters will choose a dress that makes them look the most proper. Now, what does this mean?
See, one thing I know is the kind of people that left the NCP right now. I
Yeah,
went through all of their profiles. All of them have
yeah,
Instagram profiles, hundreds
yeah,
of thousands of followers. Some of them pretty beautiful women. I mean, you
yeah,
can make out either she's an actor or a model or something like that.
yeah,
They have a very, I also see social media, you can make out,
yeah,
uh, cafes and gyms and where women are wearing shorts and working out and all that nonsense.
yeah,
Uh, And that's in Chittagong, that's in Dhaka, that's in, a couple of other smaller cities, but
yeah,
not in the rural this thing. Do
yeah.
you think people will just agree to kind of let go of all that stuff and
No, they
become?
won't. I mean, that would be a hard nut to crack. That section of people. Let me tell you, there are this. I used to say that there are five islands of hope in Dhaka. Gulshan 1, Gulshan 2, Dhanmundi, Bonani, Baridhara, like five spots in Dhaka, especially if you go to Gulshan 2. Gulshan 1 is a little old. Gulshan 2, you will suddenly feel that you have come to another country. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
it's
where the
very
embassy offices are.
crowded.
It's very, very posh and very, so all these uh, foreign chains of restaurants and all of that. You
Yeah,
go
yeah.
have your coffee there, you walk out, so the air is very different. Many of my friends also used to stay there around those areas, big, very plush bungalows.
And it's not,
Now, even during,
it's decently developed also.
yes, recently developed. So even during Hasina's time, there were people inside Dhaka from other areas who used to say this. So this was a joke that Gulshan is another country. Gulshan is not in Bangladesh. It's not in Dhaka. It's another country. You have to take a visa to go to Gulshan. I mean, they would joke because they would think that it's so different from their existence. Now, of course, uh, uh, this section, they would not try to tinker with too much immediately, right? I mean, there'll be it's what will happen to the rest of Bangladesh. That would be interesting to see. This section, I think, will be given their space for a while. Yeah, for a while. They'll even have Hindus. There's a Hindu gentleman who's now a Jamaat candidate. Have you seen him? It's very funny. Jamaat has given ticket to a Hindu gentleman, and his outreach, video outreach has come to me sometimes. It's very funny. He's a little pot-bellied man, and he's like wearing this, and he's going from house to house, saying that I'm Jamaat's
Yeah,
candidate, and Hindus will be safest under Jamaat. You have given chance to BNP, you have given chance to Army League, you've given chance to military dictators. Why can't you bring Jamaat to power? So, and followed by men in skull caps and long beard. So he's going from house to house, uh, and so yeah. So yeah. So all of these things will be there. In fact, there is an argument, very strong argument, that Hindus will be immediately. There's post-election violence, right? Like there is pre-election violence. There's also post-election violence in Bangladesh, where of course Hindus are targeted every year, every election, post of every election. There is an argument that if Jamaat wins, Hindus will be the safest. Because if BNP wins, to discredit the BNP government, Jamaat will unleash hell. So, how do you unleash hell? The first target is Hindu homes. So, but if Jamaat wins, it has to show the world that it is not what people think it to be. It has to do business with India, with all other countries. So, it will keep the violence in check. So, there's also that argument that is being put forth
Laugh
that
and a half. Yeah,
Hindus are safest under Jamaat.
they say, right, you put the naughtiest guy as the class
Class
monitor
monitor.
and
Yeah, yeah,
things
yeah,
become all right.
yeah,
But one thing that I'm also seeing is that there is, we sent Mr. Jaishankar,
yeah,
foreign minister, ठीक है,
yeah,
cabinet rank, this, that. Pakistani sent Speaker National Assembly. Now,
yeah,
a lot of Bangladeshi looked around and said, what the hell is this guy?
yeah,
Why isn't the foreign minister come?
yeah,
And I saw that on multiple places. And I said, yeah,
yeah,
okay, this is interesting. And they're
yeah,
saying, look, at our enemy sends a foreign minister to respect us. Our ally sends some idiot.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, why am I bringing this up? Is that, see, Bangladeshis right now, thoda bahut Pakistani wo upar se hai. But
yeah,
Bangladeshis are very proud people, right?
yeah, yeah,
Very proud of their country and whatever it is. Good,
yeah,
bad, ugly, they're pretty proud of it.
yeah.
Do you think they'll agree to this overarching Pakistani support going forward? Because and Jamaat will be able to actually sell this to the people.
There are these comedy shows in Pakistan where
Hmm.
they paint a person in black, okay,
Yeah,
and
and call
make
him
him
Bengali.
speak, yeah, make him speak Hindi in very weird accent
Hmm.
uh, to imitate a Bangladeshi.
Hmm.
I mean, that's the basis of the argument during the late 60s, early 70s, 71, 70, 71.
Hmm.
That Bangladeshis, of course, there was this whole election uh, they didn't, they couldn't process and they didn't pay heed to. And so the sidelining of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and then the protests and all of that, and the war for independence. But in all of this, there is this almost racial hatred for the East Pakistanis who later on became Bangladeshis by the West Pakistan Punjabi, predominantly Punjabi elite, in terms of their skin color, their eating habits. And this is but the East Pakistani Muslim, not the East Pakistani Hindu. That's another matter. Hindu is another matter. Uh, Skin color, eating habits, accent, language, which is still there. And Bangladeshis are choosing not to remember that. For now, Bangladeshis are choosing to talk about religiosity, and India's supposedly big brotherly attitude for past 15 years. And why just past 15 years? In Sheikh Mujib. But deep down, they know that how Pakistan views them, right? Pakistan looks down upon Bangladeshis, and I mean, I know people in Pakistan. I know what they think of Bangladeshis. I mean, beyond, if you carry on a conversation beyond permissible limits of what can and cannot be said, you will know that there is this almost racial, not hatred, but looking down upon anything that's Bangladesh, right? I mean, uh, I mean, and this, like you said, that they chose to send somebody who does not even matter in the scheme of things, while India sends Jaishankar. Would, I'm sure, see, right now they're not talking about all these things, but at some level they are also taking note, right? I saw Shoaib Akhtar there at some cricket program,
Yeah.
and there have been some outreaches. But there is I know how Pakistanis look at Bangladeshis. I mean, when I was there, I remember we were I was writing this book, Being Hindu in Bangladesh, and I had to go to Noakhali, so it was a long drive from Dhaka. you know. And so I played some strings or one of these bands because we were passing through. And I remember the gentleman sitting with me, Bangladeshi Muslim gentleman, who turned it down and he said, "Boss, you can't listen to this. It's Pakistani music." I said, "Okay." I mean, it's so that's that much hatred for Pakistan that Bangladeshis had, because he said, "You play anything. You want to play Hindu devotional songs in my car? That's also okay. Don't play that music. It's by a Pakistani band." So I said, "Oh, okay. I mean, that's okay. They sing for us." But now suddenly there's this love and all of that. It's very political and also religious. But beyond that, I think this is a messaging that they have registered, that they spent the speaker, not the foreign minister.
Yeah, I mean,
And it will come up. It will come up the more. So there's going to be direct flights from this month between Bangladesh and Pakistan. But Dhaka, Karachi, I think this is the flight. But but I'm sure the more they go, the more they'll realize how they look at Bangladeshis.
interesting. And last this thing I want to ask you: where does the army stand in all this?
There are these army pages. I don't know whether you've seen them. Bangladesh Special Forces. Have you seen those
Yeah.
pages? I'll send you the
Mhm.
links. Yeah,
Yeah,
suddenly those pages have cropped up. And they're called
they're all
cheetahs.
Pakistani. Yeah, all Pakistani.
Yeah, they're all cheetahs. I think I am made to believe that the Bangladeshi army still talks to India quite a lot.
Mm.
And I think more than their political class, I think it's the army which has been in touch with our guys. Mm. I am made to believe, I mean, of course, some time has passed, that Wakaruzzman is deeply, deeply Muslim, but he does not want political power. Uh, he wants to steer clear of actually of taking of a military takeover of Bangladesh. There has also been churn within the army. Of course, won't be left out of this grand scheme of Jamaat and the other Islamist forces in the country. Uh, Sheikh Hasina, during her tenure, made sure that at least the top rung was very pro 1971, because you have to say Joy Bangla, Joy Bangabandhu. And a hardened Islamist would never say that. They won't say Joy Bangla, Joy Bangabandhu. So anybody from, I think, from Major General upwards had to say those words, Joy Bangla, Joy Bangabandhu. So, but I'm sure that that's going to slowly change. But I think she had kept a very tight watch on who comes up in the officer rank.
Mm.
But gradually that will change. So you will have to see who the next chief is. You'll have to see what kind of officers are given important postings. So I think it's hoping against hope to think that the Bangladeshi army will be kept out of this grand scheme, because it would be a very important arm of the government.
That is true. Um, for me, it's the main fact is that as a united country, and I'm not saying we need to break it or anything like that. I don't think it's feasible for it to, you know,
Yeah,
have the legs to actually sustain itself.
yeah,
It doesn't. It
yeah,
doesn't have that, and I think it's
yeah.
going to crack open to
It's going to
warlordism
crack.
more than.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, this surely can't go on.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, India's putting a lot of hope, perhaps at least certain sections of Delhi, in the next election, and it's a good thing. They should have an election. They should have a semblance of a return to democracy. Though the Army League guys are saying that this is neither free nor fair without the Army League. But if kept the biggest party outside the electoral fray. But whatever happens after on February 12 and after, I think it's a very tough road ahead
Yeah.
to be because look at the society. I mean, political class can only fix so much. Look at the kind of society we are dealing with here.
Hmm. Interesting. Let's watch, and till that, thank you so much, sir, for the time. It's always a
Thank you, Ali.
pleasure talking
Thank you. Always a pleasure. Thank you.
to you. A deep dive, and hope to see you
Yes.
back on the channel where we
Yes.
discuss
Yes.
this even further. Thank you so much, sir, and to
Yes.
the audience,
Thank you.
please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts, your comments as to what's going to happen in the future. Namaskar.